much on another video on the Inside Spurs channel. Happy Monday evening. I hope you are well. I hope you're looking after yourself. If you enjoyed a good day at least, whatever you're up to today. Obviously, England play tonight. I think it's like 7:45 kickoff. Kind of like a tune-up game ahead of, obviously, the important stuff this summer. So I think you'll probably see tonight a few more fringe players, a few more rotational players. Hopefully a little bit of Eze. Don't know why I'd say that. Anyway, in this video, it's quite jam-packed full of stuff. We are talking Troy Parrott and interest from the Eredivisie showing its colours now. Obviously, their season just finished. Talking about Yousef Fofana really quickly. Talking about Archie Gray, the man that's actually on the thumbnail. And Emerson Royal with AC Milan. So I'm talking about 4 things in this video. So plenty to talk about, plenty to get into. Just want to say that if you're new, give that a subscribe button a little hit. Thanks very much. All right, let's jump in. And I'm going to start with... let's start with Archie Gray. So Premier Inside put out that Tottenham are considering a move for Leeds midfielder Archie Gray. It's thought that the club may offer a player like Oliver Skipp plus cash for the impressive 18-year-old. Now, plays for Leeds United. He's a player that can play a little bit of right back as well as into the midfield. When Jed Spence was there earlier on this season, Archie Gray kept him out of the team. Okay, so this, so if you're not sure who Archie Gray is, 18-year-old, he turns 19 in March, so still quite young. Yeah, like I said, he plays midfield, he plays a bit of right back. His contract expires in the summer of 2028. This season he's played 52 times for Leeds. He's got 1 goal, 2 assists. A more defensive-minded player. It doesn't shock me, to be honest. So he played in the Championship, the FA Cup, the EFL Cup, and the Championship playoffs, where Leeds lost in the final. Now, Leeds have a situation, I believe, where they need to sell, and they need to sell quite a bit due to transfer dealings that they have to give to other clubs. So they need to raise money so they can kind of offset that, basically. And Archie Gray, obviously, being an academy-trained player, is just all profit. And, you know, they might get 40-odd million for him. And genuinely, they might actually get that kind of money. They might get more, they might get less. I'm just saying they'll get some good money for him. Now, with Oliver Skipp, we've seen Oliver Skipp in the Championship. He would do very well in the Championship. Harry Winks is similar in that regard. Both probably too good to be in the Championship, if I'm honest. But if they go in there, they'll be very good. And Winks was good this season. Skippy would be absolutely the same. He would also sort of suit Leeds and what they are, you know, that sort of hard-working, you know, quite high-pressing, sort of cutting-edge, nosing, you know, about kind of team. So, yeah, I think it's a good move for Skippy. I think people look at it like, oh, he's too good to be in the Championship. I'm just saying, you know, it's a good club in the Championship. It's not like he's dropping down to a team who just avoided relegation. This was a team that, you know, was 90 minutes away from coming up. For us and Archie Gray, I mean, you could look at it when I talked about Joe Bellingham earlier, which, by the way, 2 other videos previous to this, go back and watch them if you've missed them. I also put out a community note about a live this weekend, so go and vote on that little vote if you could. Be very much appreciated on that. For Archie Gray, I mean, you could look at it and goes, well, he's centre mid, but he actually plays a bit of right back, so is he the guy that, you know, will be able to rotate quite frequently with Pedro Porro? And, you know, play him in the Europa League, play him in the EFL Cup, the FA Cups. It's not a bad shout. It isn't a bad shout, if I'm honest. I think he has a lot of interest. Would he leave Leeds? I think it's a similar situation to Conor Gallagher, if I'm honest. I think Leeds need to sell him. But hey ho. Right, I want to quickly talk about Yousef Fofana. So I saw a report a few days ago that Arsenal supposedly have held discussions over, you know, potentially wanting to sign him. Graham Bailey a couple of days ago saying they're looking closely at Yousef Fofana. You know, he's linked with Man United as well, but I did see he was also linked with Galatasaray. So, yes, just thought I'd give a quick little update. I'm not going to spend time on Yousef Fofana because, you know, there's just not a lot there at the moment. But I think this is a player that has a ton of interest across Europe. So some Spurs do want. I think they're going to have to move somewhat quickly. So there is that. Right. Just having a look. Oh, I do have some update on Alessandro Buongiorno. I just saw it. So I'm going to give you that update in just a second. I actually want to go over to something that Alistair Gold put out. surrounding Troy Parrott. It's on my phone, I believe, so apologies. Not looking very professional, am I? So he said that he understands that AZ Alkmaar are keen on signing Troy Parrott from Tottenham this summer. 17 goals and 5 assists this season, in for a team that was struggling across the campaign. 2 hat-tricks in the playoff stages for the Dutch leagues, which, you know, not too bad, really. Apparently, AZ Alkmaar has shown the most interest as well. They finished 4th in the Eredivisie, 9 points ahead of Ajax, who obviously struggled. And look, I like Troy. I do. I just don't know if he's ever going to get the game time that we would need. You know, that sounds quite mean in a way, but I don't think he's ever going to get the game time he would need to keep developing. And I think in terms of like value right now, this is probably the highest it's going to be. I think, you know, there's other teams in the Eredivisie that do like Troy Parrott. I'd assume there's other teams in other leagues that like Troy Parrott as well. But the Eredivisie know what they have in him. Will it be a case that they give him a bit of pre-season to see what they've got? Potentially. But I think they'll probably look at it and go, look, if we can get a good offer, let's do it. Let's do it. You know? And I don't hate that idea, but I'm undecided. I kind of want to see what he's got in the pre-season before we start going around, you know, putting him up for sale, unless it's something that Ange is like, he's not going to play for me. Let's get the money now when we can. And which, if he does, it's cutthroat, it's ruthless, but I respect it because he's the manager and we've got to try and sort of back him where he should be backed, you know? Right, this Buongiorno thing, before let's finish off with Emerson, it came from Fabrizio Romano just now. He said Napoli made initial talks with Antonio Conte as Alessandro Buongiorno is one of the players appreciated. Direct contact took place in recent days with Napoli, who are preparing a bid for the centre-back. There are several clubs keen on Buongiorno. No decision made yet. Look, we're going to be in there. We are. Yeah, we're going to be in there, but I Napoli have got money to spend, and he's going from Torino to Napoli. I know Napoli next season aren't in Europe, but they'll still be a solid team, so I do kind of get it. I don't know what Spurs are going to do with that centre-back position because, you know, we talked about Lloyd Kelly. He's going to Newcastle. Talked about Tosin Adarabioyo. He's off to Chelsea. You know, we talked about Riccardo Calafiori, most likely off to Juve. You know, I don't know what Spurs are going to do. I just don't know what they're going to do with that centre-back role because I always thought it was going to be one of the cheaper options. It wasn't. It's a difficult one, really. Right, let's finish off with Emerson Royal. So it came from Fabrizio Romano again, who said that AC Milan keep working on new right-back and Emerson Royal remains a strong option alongside Thiago Santos. Understand that Emerson wants the move and he is keen on joining Milan. No issues on personal terms, which is good. Tottenham want around 20 million euros to sell Emerson up to the clubs. 20 million euros, yeah? What's that, probably about 17.5, 18 million? I think that's about right. I think it's about fair. I thought if you get around 20 million, you can do it. If it was 18 million, I'm still fine with that. So I see him. I do actually see Emerson going to Milan. I just think they are keen. They're moving on him quite quickly. They're trying to be efficient with it. I think we want to make some really quick, easy sales. Not in terms of like, well, if we held on for another couple of weeks, we'd make an extra 20 million. Not like that. I'm just saying when it's there to be made, if you know what I mean. Like, that's why we accepted a bid on Japhet Tanganga. You know, that's why we're looking to move the Emersons now. Especially, you know, the players that aren't really playing in international tournaments, Spurs are looking to move quickly on them. It's the players that are going to be playing in international tournaments, you know, maybe Spurs might look at that and go, look, let's just hold off, because if he does well, we might get an extra couple of million out of it. His value's not going to go down if he has a bad tournament, you know? So it's worth it for them to kind of just give it a couple of weeks more, and then they can kind of, you know, make the decision on it. I mean, they don't need to sell people before July 1st, because obviously the Harry Kane and the Harry Winks sales come into play, and that's 110 million pounds of profit there or thereabouts. So I think in reality, you know, Spurs probably are looking at it going, actually, if we had our sales start from July 1st, that's actually better. We'd prefer that, because actually it's going to help us with FFP. Not to say FFP is a big deal for Spurs. I'm just saying, that every little helps. If it means holding on to a team for an extra week, it means holding on to a team for an extra week. So I don't mind it really, to be honest. I will be back with videos tomorrow. There's going to be some really good stuff tomorrow. Lots of stuff coming out news-wise. Some new players that I didn't expect. I just saw them. Hence why I'm a little bit distracted because I've seen some stuff. So I will talk about them tomorrow in a new video. But on this front, I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope you did. If you did, drop us a like. Hit me in the comment section down below on your thoughts and feelings about those 4 guys. Obviously, subscribe to the channel if you're new and hit the bell notification for more. But anyway, guys, at the end of the video, I'll see you all very, very soon. Take care, guys.